All right, here we go with the weekend recap. So, for starters, Spartanburg County Championships. Luke Hurley definitely got the job done. We did talk a little bit about that. See if Jaden Phillips was going to be able to kind of put up a battle. Was definitely not. Dorman boys on the other side. Need to make note of that. Had a great finish, man. 1703 team average. Definitely puts him up there for a good solid finish going into quals. On the girls' side, this is one that we did talk about. The three favorites in there: Ruby Kane, Dyer, Flippin. It proved to be that way as well. Kane got the win, 1840. Hey, definitely a solid finish. All of them were within 13 seconds, so it was definitely a good fight. On the girls' team side, though, Landrum, Dorman, and then Spartanburg. Pretty good performances. Dorman definitely over Spartanburg was a pretty good one, even with a higher team average. But nevertheless, we'll definitely see if that reflects in the rankings this week. Greenville County Championships. All right, this was the one to watch this week. You had the GMC boys. You had a ton of guys that were sub 16 capable, and it proved just that. Jackson Tuck got the win, having a great season, 1503 this week. He is solidified the number one guy on that team right now. Chap Martin, though, not too far behind, 1507, another great run. And then Beeson Tuck also 1520, and he's been kind of around there this year. It'd be really nice to see if we can close the gap just a bit on those guys, but nevertheless, I mean, great finishes all around. Caden Nance, man, 1523, huge run for him. Definitely put him up there as somebody to really keep an eye out on at States. And the same as Ben Elliott, 1530. He's big on the channel dang near every week. But another great run from him and a fifth place finish. On the guys' side, team-wise, this was another one to kind of keep an eye out for. How is it going to shape up? GMC boys obviously kind of figured that they would take the win, and they did pretty solidly. But JL, man, they ran great. They continued on great. You know what was going to be really interesting to see if JL, man, would ever kind of get just a one guy to kind of take over that kind of front power. And honestly, it did happen. You know, Hudson honestly came up huge. Big race out of him. I think he's kind of solidified to be that guy, that number one guy on that team, because that team is so interchanging. It seems like, I mean, even Novak was up there this week, and sometimes you could see him as the number 7th guy. So great to see there. They have such good depth on that team, and they really proved it this week. A sub 16 team average again this week. Kudos to them. Greenville Hurricanes, got to keep an eye out on them. They did great again this week. 2 studs up front. East side and then Malden kind of round out that top 5. On the girls' side, Ava Lindsay, hey, she proved again why she deserves to be up there in the front as one of the best girls in the state. 1729, another great finish. I think it continues to kind of solidify that 1718 was legit. You know, she is capable of doing that. Would still like to see something a little bit quicker than that, quite honestly, just because I know she's capable of it. But nevertheless, hey, a great run from her. Malden, hey, Callie, like huge run from her again. She ran the 18, I think it was like 1804 last week. And it was on that Woodmont course, and I know we've been kind of speculating about that and all the changes, whatever. But she came back here, ran 1821. Huge run for her. Still the number one girl on that Malden team. Has completely taken over that. Confidence, momentum, huge going into State Quals. Definitely going to be keeping an eye out for her. So on the team side, girls, Malden is just still the best team kind of out there right now. Such good depth up front. Depth in the back, like in this team almost is kind of a 2-part team where you do have those girls that are going sub 19 and then the girls that are going sub 20, but they're so capable of running. I think honestly even quicker than that. You do still have Avery up there, who she's the sub 18 girl. Everyone has to remember that, you know, she can have that kind of that breakout race and get right back up there. You know, another team kind of to recognize is Greenville. Hey, they look great. And there was a lot of crap I was giving them again for that Woodmont course, and just because some of the times up in there, but hey, they proved it again. They deserve to be a top team recognized. And then GMC, honestly, hey, they had a pretty poor race, gonna be honest. Thankfully, again, this means nothing this week. Yeah, it's some bragging rights, but the big ones actually count here now in November, so not a big deal. We'll wait for them and see how they kind of do at quals. All right, 5A Region 5. So this was one that I was at. I was curious to see how Hitchcock and Powell would kind of battle it out. And I even mentioned Robinson in the what to watch for, because again, he's been having a great season, and it proved to be that. Powell looked pretty good from the start. Hitchcock, Robinson, they were all battling up front for a while. I think it had to have probably been around the 2 mile. Getting towards that, Powell started to kind of break it away. And then for whatever reason, Hitchcock kind of just fell back. Robinson took that runner-up position. Tough course. Okay, definitely wasn't a fast one. That's why you can see the time. 16:15 got the win for Powell this week. Not a big deal. Not looking at time, really just looking at place and see kind of how everybody's packing up. On the team side, again, I didn't think it was going to be much of a fight, and it really proved it not. Spring Valley is just one of those teams. They are great right now. They're running very well, pack running, doing what they need to do. They got the win. Blythewood got second. Some good things out of Blythewood, I will say. Their 2 through 4 is pack running. They are doing really well on that side of the house, but 5th, they do not have a 5th. 5th, 6th, 7th are just, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, and it sucks because they have the front power right now. And again, with 2 and 4 coming together, really closing it up, that's an eye out for, though, because if 1 through 4 can get sub 17, and then they just grab a 5th who can at least get lower 17s, I mean, honestly, hey, Blythewood could be a team to kind of watch out for at States. So on the girls side, Anna Kelly again proved to be, I don't want to say cakewalk. It's never a cakewalk, but she definitely proved to be the girl who could dominate out there. She had a good win over the 2 West Florence girls, and we kind of talked about that. Can't count them out. They ran really well. I think Anna's just on another level right now. On the girls team side, though, Blythewood definitely decisively got the win. They are a top 10 team in the state, I truly believe, for 5AD1. So that's why I thought kind of coming into regionals, it really wasn't going to be too much of a fight, and it kind of proved that as well. So kudos to them. All right, and last, SCISA state championships. The big one was going to be 4A, and it proved to be that. We're going to start on the girls side real quick. Morgan Howell, 1747, great run out of her. Definitely a great way to kind of cap off the season. Hopefully, I believe she is going to be doing some postseason stuff. I thought I saw her name out there. We'll just have to kind of, I guess, see about that one. Megan Joyce out of Hammond School, hey, put up a good fight. But obviously, it's just like we kind of were talking at the beginning prior to the race. It was just, I think, Morgan's just on another level. Dorothy Hutchins out of Heathwood Hall, she ran 3rd. I know she's kind of had an up and down year, but hey, she was able to go sub 19 this week as well, and definitely proved a good part of that Heathwood Hall team to grab the win, which kind of leads us right into that. So Heathwood Hall girls got the team win, another state title. Congrats to you ladies and Coach Ware. Every year seems like you guys are always at the top right there, so good kudos to them. Hammond School got 2nd, Wilson Hall 3rd. Again, great finishes all around. Honestly, for a on the independent school side is always interesting. Now, this is the one I think nobody had on their bingo card this week. Trip Hunt out of Wilson Hall, amazing run, completely stunned the field. Huge PR. I think, when you go into a race, you can't assume anything. You can look at a season as a whole and be like, you're in this position and you have a good shot at winning it, but you can never assume, and that's exactly what happened this weekend. Jack Wilcox got 2nd, 15:34, still a great time for him, but Hunt ran 15:26 and just stole the field and stole the whole, honestly, I think stole the whole week. And he's my vote for boys performance of the weekend, because that's just a complete upset on him. On the guys side, Wilson Hall, again, a team that was kind of looked at as I don't know about a favorite, but they were definitely up there to compete with John Paul II. And they all had, again, the race of their lives. They ran 16:02 team average. Huge runs out of them, and honestly puts them in contention to be one of the top teams in the state. So kudos to them. Ben Lippen got 3rd, Heathwood Hall 4th. Again, and these are kind of similar results that we were expecting, but again, you just never know. exciting nevertheless. So that wraps it up for the weekend recap. We got a bunch of stuff planned this week. Obviously we have State Quals. We have a few podcast episodes going to be coming out, as well as we got Newberry video coming out this week. Thanks guys for watching. Subscribe. Again, appreciate the 1K subscribers. We're just going to keep moving on, keep building, and yeah, thanks guys, appreciate it.